I think one of the most important treatment which we have noticed for last 3 months is oxygen, oxygen and oxygen. Obviously, this video will be made into a link and this link will be shared with you all. Yes, you may not capture everything at this moment, but definitely this particular video link which will go to each and every ward group will definitely be helpful to you, right? That is my first thing. Now, and this is the last session which is very important, and this is the session where your self-protection, isn't it? And Smriti is going to take it. But what I am going to do is I am now going to distribute these papers of attendance. It is serial number, name in capital, your department and signature. Okay, so there are 5 sheets. I am going to distribute 4 sheets. 20 names are on each sheet. The 5th sheet will be with me. If the sheet is over when I go 4 quadrants, remaining names will be on this sheet so that at the end there will not be break of social distancing. Correct? But if you forge or if you do proxy for your friends who are absent here, you will be positive in next 15 days.
So we find humor in COVID as well. We have to. Trust me, once I repeatedly say 90 days, it's been really tough. We are almost bordering on burnout. So we are looking forward to this team, which is going to probably shoulder our burdens and help us out so that we don't burn out. And we are on the verge of shelter. Okay. So I'll be taking on donning and doffing. It won't be a very big session, but important for you all, as you all are aware. Myself, Dr. Smriti, most of you would be knowing me, the ones who are in career. I'm Associate Professor in Department of Medicine. Donning and doffing. Yes.
Already I have informed all logistic teams of all the wards that this training session is going on. So do not worry about your duty. You will be joining after this particular session. You will take your lunch and then you go to the wards.
Yeah.
Absolutely no problem. You are part of, this is a part of your duty only. Attending a training session is duty only. So don't worry. Nobody will be calling you, nobody will be hiring you. Please sit. Very good. Please.
Thank you, sir. Care should be taken every time to follow steps of donning and doffing scrupulously. When I say this, I have highlighted this term every time. I know you are having it is a human tendency, the thing which becomes routine, we tend to take it for granted. Our guards come down. As Madam was saying, now we are doing it in 5 minutes. Time is not important. What is important is scrupulousness. So every time be scrupulous, see to it that you follow the steps of donning and doffing very properly. There is no shortage of PPE kits. Take your kits prior to your duties from your members of logistics teams. Whichever place you are working at, there is a logistic team of which one member is only taking care of providing PPE kits to the people who are coming for duty. As far as possible, wear a proper size PPE. So they usually ask you. Currently we are having only XL and double XL PPEs. So this was on the request of residents. Initially we were getting large size also, but it was requested that there are people who require double XL and XL. So we are having, I think, so XL is being, most people handle it. So only the short stature like me who have a little issues with XL. Otherwise most of you are able to have a proper size in the form of XL and double XL. But please tell us logistic things. And as I mentioned, the most important personal protective equipment in this COVID era is the N95 mask. And it is very encouraging to see that most of us here who are sitting are wearing an N95 mask properly. Hand hygiene still remains the topmost priority. So when you are donning or doffing, there are multiple steps where they ask you to use hand sanitizers, hand wash, even inside the wards when you are you will see there are small things which have been told while you were told about management and oxygen therapy, and when it was a passing statement, but I would like to reiterate, when you are putting patients an oxygen mask or they are removing it and you inside the ward again putting it, see to it at that time you use hand sanitizers. So that those are places which have a lot of COVID viruses on it, these oxygen masks, the NRBM. Inside the ward, during your duties, when you are wearing PP, keep using hand sanitizers when you are changing, examining one patient to the other. So hand hygiene, those 5 steps, 6 locations of doing hand hygiene still needs to be followed strictly. That doesn't change even with PP. Okay, now I'll be showing you this video which has been made by our own hospital infection control committee for the residents. I am sure many of you would have seen this already, but it is always good to reiterate. So this is a 7-minute video of very important how to burn and bath. I think so. I have to take it from here.
This video demonstrates burning and burning of personal protective equipment. Burning and burning is best performed using a supervising or voice activity.
In here?
The virus causing COVID-19 is transmitted mainly via droplets and contact. They may also be transmitted by airborne routes in areas of the hospital where aerosol generating procedures are carried out. Personal protective equipment create a physical barrier to transmission between the source of infection and the healthcare worker, thereby minimizing the risk of infection. PP consists of multiple components. The full component of PP includes a bag, goggle, face shield, N95 mask or a supervised respirator, full-length, full-sleeves, non-permeable garment, shoe cover, and 2 pairs of gloves. Use of full components of PP is recommended in COVID care areas, around ICUs, COVID testing labs, while performing autopsy, and in non-COVID areas performing aerosol generating procedures. In order to be effective, it is important to have knowledge of the correct order and practice of burning, that is putting on, and the order of dropping, that is removing PP. Now, we will demonstrate the burning, that is wearing of PP. Keep the PP kit ready. Use an alcoholic-based hand rub and perform hand hygiene. The importance of hand hygiene while wearing PP cannot be underplayed. In the order of wearing PP, shoe cover comes first. So, wear the shoe cover and perform hand hygiene. Now, wear the gown. Then, zip the chain. Remove the strap. Tie the strap around the waist with a knot on the side and not in the front. Next, remove the N95 mask. Check the bands for its elasticity and strength. Cut the mask over the face, holding the nose piece on the mold, with the bands hanging down. Take the upper band behind the head and lower band behind the neck and tighten the band. Now adjust the nose piece. Check for the airspeed. While breathing in, the front of mask should collapse slightly, and while exhaling, there should be no air breathed from the stomach. Next, clear the bottle. Then, clear the hood or the cover on bottle and fasten the belt. Clear the fish. even for those gloves. And perform hand hygiene without alcoholic and drugs. Continue your activities in your collaboration. While working in the work, follow the 5 moments of hand hygiene. Please remember that with the PPE on, do not eat or drink, do not use mobile, and do not go outside the allotted area of work. We now move on to remove the PPE, which is called buffing. For our removing PPE is very crucial, since PPE is likely to be contaminated with pathogens, including COVID. After clinical activity, the gloved hands will be the most contaminated, and therefore performing hand hygiene first of the gloved hand with an alcoholic hand rub is the first step. Remove the glove by pulling the gloves from its face using the finger of the right hand and hold it in the palm of the right hand. Similarly, remove the outer right glove by the same technique and discard both. After removing the first pair of gloves, perform hand hygiene once more. Carefully remove the face shield, goggles, followed by wood. Remove the bar carefully in such a manner that the front of the bar is not touched. After unzipping the bar, place the hands on inner side of the bar and remove the bar inside out. Roll the bar and discard. If shoe cover is separate, remove it now and perform hand hygiene. Remove the unnotified mask without touching its front and discard. Perform hand hygiene again. Finally, remove the inner gloves. Perform hand hygiene. Discard all the components of PPE in appropriate color-coded bag. If the hospital has policy of reusing face shield and goggles, then discard them in proper receptacles for reuse.
Okay, so I guess you've seen how the donning and doffing has to be done. What I want to tell you here a little bit more is that there's something called as a buddy system in donning and doffing. As far as possible, if there are two of you donning or doffing at the same time, the one person who's donning can act as a buddy for the other one and observe that the one who's donning is following a proper sequence. These sequences have been put in the form of charts on the donning area. You can see that and watch and even can point out to your friends if they are doing something wrong. Similarly, you can do that during doffing. This is advisable so that when we are doing ourselves, we are not able to watch our mistakes. But if somebody else, like a friend or a buddy, points out these mistakes which are happening during donning and doffing, which might put you into risk, will reduce, and the chances that you are wearing the PPE, donning and doffing it properly will happen, and the exposure will be minimized. That is what our aim is. So see to it. Now this buddy could be your co-resident because both of you are coming at the same time to start your duty. It could be your nursing staff also, it could be one of the servants as well. They are also to follow the same methods. Sometimes they can ask you to become a buddy for them while they are donning and doffing. So try and use that system as far as possible. We are reusing the shields as well as the goggles. So in those areas of doffing, you will find that there are different receptacles to keep them. So see to it that those disciplines are followed. There are 4 boxes to discard something. See to it that when you are doffing it, you are putting it. Most of the time we have observed that when you are doffing, you are in such a hurry that you tend to commit mistakes at that time. That is the risky moment. Second, you are in a rush so you throw anything and everything in whichever basket or whichever boxes you see. Don't do it. These are biomedical waste. It has to be doffed or put in the boxes which have been labeled for that. See to it that you wrap the gums without touching the outer surface. So all these are important essential steps while doffing. Just doffing and going away and finishing your duty is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is it should be doffed responsibly, properly, in proper biomedical waste bags. As the voice of the person who was telling you was Dr. Sunil Kuyaya, as most of you would have identified, he said that during your duty hours in ward and ICUs, don't drink in PP, don't keep mobile phones there. That stands true. Remember, don't fiddle with those PPs also. What happens is due to this humid environment, there's a lot of fogging happening, sweating happening inside. We all have to tolerate this. I myself have felt that so many times, and I'm sure when we are using those goggles and facing the fog so much that sometimes the visibility also gets affected. Try and avoid fiddling with those things all the time because your outer surfaces of the gloves are contaminated. When you sort of do, all these residents are doing it, that's the time they are exposing themselves. So try and avoid doing this. And in bold letters I have written, you could doff and re-don a fresh PP if there is any emergency. If you are not feeling well, you have been working, there's so much of humidity, in spite of taking precautions, if during duty hours you are not feeling well, please don't hesitate to inform the other person who is on duty that I am not feeling well, and inform your seniors, and I go out, doff up properly, take rest. You can again re-don and come back with a new fresh PP. There is no shortage of PPs. We give you limited supply so that there is no misuse and wastage of PPs. But trust me, there is no shortage. If you genuinely require it, we will provide it. So not to get scared by the fact that if I am inside the ward for 6 hours in PP and I am sort of feeling uncomfortable, I still have to die in that. No, you don't. Okay? You can come out, have some water, rest yourself, and then again go back. And follow SNS, as I always say, social distancing, masking, as well as sanitization, not just in the wards or ICUs, not just duty hours, but throughout. These things are to be followed in public at large is what we think. And I've seen my residents being very careless about masks when they go back to their hostels or in their rooms. Please avoid that. As Dr. Sarabhi said, that's the time when you're exposing yourself maximum. Trust me, in spite of the entire thing that healthcare workers are at risk, you will see that the numbers which we are seeing of COVID is from general population. The healthcare workers have fallen sick, I don't say that, but if you see the numbers, you will see it's the general population, it's a community spread now. So you are acquiring through community. Here at least we are providing you with full PPE, full protection when you are exposed to somebody who has high viral load, if you feel that's the one which is risking you. Another thing, anytime you are not feeling well, during your duty, of your 10 days or 15 days, have any of these symptoms like fever, cough, cold, loose motions, inform your team leader, they will guide you for testing, treatment and quarantine. So don't keep working when you are not well, don't hide the symptoms when you are not well. It shouldn't happen that somebody else from your department comes to tell us, my resident is working and they are having fever. We are human beings. You are us now. I am talking to you as a fellow corona warrior as I say. So then I expect the same from you. If you are not feeling well, come take care, but at the same time be responsible and be humane. Don't lose your humanity. Reiterating 3 points which Kavita Madam said: communication, counseling, documentation. Don't forget this. We are not only patients-hooded doctor, but we are also patients-hooded family group. Have that much of humanity, and I'm sure you are fresh now. You will see how much more you will get if one patient goes back smiling. Thank you very much.
All the speakers can be coming.
Yeah, I would request speakers to just come on the table so we can take on question answer sessions. We will have another 5-10 minutes for that question. Yes, I'm sure they must be having some queries. Please feel free to ask. This is the right moment to ask your queries.
You can be loud. You can stand and be loud. Any questions, anything which you have not understood, anything you want us to reiterate, please tell us. Otherwise, you have to give a big round of applause to us.
Any questions?
Any question, it may be simple, but it may be in the minds of others. Could be very fine. Ask it, no problem. No question? Really? Sure? Really? I think we should capture it.
You guys have entered whatever. You are exposed to whatever we are telling already. So anything which you feel is contradictory or you feel that you are not clear about, there is ambiguity.
One another aspect I want to tell you, that in these 3 months we have seen our old residents, special residents getting a panic attack, anxious attack when they are posted in COVID duty. Few of them we have counseled. However, Department of Psychiatry, Dr. Ajita Nair and her team has started a proper counseling for VR, including patients, healthcare providers. Don't get scared, don't have panic attack, don't keep it to yourself, share it. We have our psychiatry department working on this. Your best friends will be always better. The teachers you know in this department or your own departmental teachers, those who are from other than KM institutes, but please do not be panic. Do not have the psychiatric manifestations, hampering your personal life. Please contact your family members at least once in 2 days. Good is every day, because they are also worried because they come to know that you are working in COVID. Your own nutrition, your own intake, all these things are important apart from personal hygiene. So all these things are going to be, because see, this is a long journey. We are going to be together maybe minimum for 3 months from now. That is our estimate. So in 3 months we are going to fight with this particular, in this war, mentally and physically we have to be strong. As Smriti has told, the PPE kit is foolproof, was foolproof and will be foolproof. That's why we are all here without becoming positive, isn't it? So that means there is no lacunae in the PPE kit. What is important is your wholehearted contribution with safety in mind. I think this is what I want to say. Kavita, she is our infection disease in charge. Archana is there. Archana, you are the HR. You want to put any points related to HR? The points of wisdom. Because what we have done is we have witnessed it. So you all actually, the seniors should say 1 or 2 sentences to them when we conclude. Because they don't have questions and they are going to see the part which they have missed or they failed that they want to see again. Video link, which I think we should give a clap for him. Because he has really thankful to you and the entire committee. But before that, I think a few lines from Archana and Kavita, we have all HOUs, so we should be, because our HOD medicine will be also joining next week, and then some other gathering, all of you will meet them. In the meantime, Archana and then Kavita.
So I'm sure most of the points have been covered by my colleagues over here. I am Dr. Archana Sonale, I am Associate Professor of Medicine. I think some of you who are UGs from here may be knowing me, and I congratulate you all for your admissions in this prestigious institute. Yeah. You all are able to hear me? Yeah, so I think I just want to give you a general message that even though you all belong to different departments, right now we all are COVID warriors. We are Corona warriors, and that's why I don't think that no, I'm an orthopedician or I'm a surgeon. This is not my job. and this is not something which I have been I am here for. So think of it as our fight together. If we are all together in this and if we are able to take it together, then we will probably be able to end it soon. If you have any issues regarding your postings or any your duty hours and I mean anything related to that, I am always available. Dr. Vinita Puri and Munira over here are now officially they have taken over HR from me, but I am still a part of HR now. So your duty hours, your rotations and everything has been designed by MARD and us together. So I think as of now, if you know the duties, they are quite resident friendly. I mean, no faculty over here gets 10 days of duty followed by 5 days of off. I mean, the faculty over here has been working continuously for the last almost 80 days, 90 days without a single break. But for residents, because you all are working for 6 hours inside the PP, we have seen to it that we make it a resident friendly rotation where you get 10 days of duty, 5 days of off. Even in that, if you have some issues, you are not okay with a particular, there are some paramedical, paraclinical branches, preclinical branches in which the residents may not be used to working for night duties, and also you may have to bear with us for that. And if there are any issues with the accommodation, then Dr. Amit Onde from PSM is looking after that. Dr. Shenmo madam is looking after the accommodation. While you are working in the COVID wards, there is accommodation provided in Taj, Renaissance and other places. So you can always approach us for that. My phone number is available everywhere. You can individually call me up regarding anything to do with accommodation and to do with your duties. Thank you.
Before Kavita starts, if by chance, because you are a human being and you can feel sick, if before a duty you feel that you are not able to do duty, you have to contact your HOD. Same kind of alternative arrangement has to be done. It has to be informed in the WhatsApp group of that particular ward. That is the way it has to be done. You cannot just say I am not going and but no. Because last 90 days, 110% I can say attendance of doctors is there. And another angle I am going to touch is we have got MD/MS residents, we have got interns, we have got DM/MCH candidates working together without any single incidence of hierarchical issue, ego issue, anything. Nothing has happened. So that's actually really a good thing that everybody is working for the cause. So there will not be any such hassle. If at all it is there, please point out to us. And now Kavita.
So now you're part of the real COVID fight. I just want to say that be safe and be kind to everybody around you. Not only your patient, your staff nurses, the servants, ward boys, your colleagues and everybody. Be kind, be safe. Thank you.
So now what we are going to do is, we are having these sheets. Some people may not have signed, but I personally feel, Smriti, Kavita and Archana, that this session has to end with a Rashtrapati. Yeah, so let's fight for the nation. All of you stand up. We all together sing Jana Gana Mana. Right? Yes. Sir. So 1, 2, 3, start.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जगति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाये तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Those who have not signed, please come down and please take